How are you doing? How do you feel right now? Really ask yourself this question. How are you doing? You check in on everybody else. You make sure everybody else is good. So now I'm asking you, how are you doing? It's time for you to make sure that you're good. Okay? Now, did you see how I just made that coffee? Yes, it's night and I'm drinking coffee because I have a lot to do. But the way how I made my coffee is how I prefer it in this moment. Sometimes I don't use creamer. Sometimes I want it black. Sometimes I'll add a bit of sugar. And then sometimes, like I did today, I will add the creamer, but I won't add in any extras like vanilla or hazelnut or anything like that. And that is because that is the preference right now. Similar to how in this season, God has a preference for you in this specific season. Now, the preference that God had for you in the prior season was you were in the wilderness, you were still. And the Lord kept you still because he was working on things behind the scenes. And not only that, but God is all about timing. And it was not the right time for you to go into a new place, new project, new activity, new friends, new area, etc. God had to keep you in the wilderness period for a little bit, and he had to mold you. He had to prune you. He had to prepare you. And you also had to be restored pertaining to your faith. How is faith restored? Well, faith first has to be tested, and then it is restored through that test, right? Because you can't have faith if things are going well for you. Of course, you're going to have faith. Faith is ultimately tested when things are not going well for you. So God had to restore that faith by allowing you to go through the wilderness period, to lean on him, depend on him, in order for things to play out the way it's going to play out in this next season that you're literally about to run to. This morning I heard the Lord say, run, okay? Run. Yesterday evening, a truck passed me on the highway, and I see trucks all the time, okay? But for some reason, for the last week, God has been really showing me signs and wonders on trucks. So as I was in traffic, there was a truck that was passing by, and the truck said speedy. Now, there were so many other trucks, but for some reason, that truck just stood out to me, and I didn't know why, but prophetically, I was just drawn to it. Now, this morning when I got up, I heard the Lord say, run. And the Lord highlighted that this is the word for someone specific. Somebody's about to go from a season of being still, a season of being uncertain, a season of just waiting on God and being obedient, to all of a sudden moving with great speed. Now, moving with great speed does not necessarily mean that everything is just going to come quickly. Moving at great speed means moving forward, not looking back. Because when you look back, what happens? You get slowed down. You're running at a good speed. You look back and you're slowed down. How many of you guys have dreams, or how many of you guys have ever experienced physically where you're running, you look back and you notice that slowed you down, right? So running at great speed means not looking back. And the Lord is taking you away from people, places, and things that no longer serve you. But before he was willing to remove you completely, he had to put you in a season of isolation and a season of restoration pertaining to your faith, for you to receive the revelations pertaining to these people, places, and things. Because had you not received the faith first, and had you not received the restoration of faith, you would not have been able to comprehend the revelations that he's trying to get you to comprehend, okay? So now in this next season, you're gonna be moving at great speed. There's gonna be a new opportunity, new job, new move, new place. Doors are about to open for you, but the Lord wants you to be confident. He doesn't want you to be scared, okay? I'm gonna read the scripture that he gave me for you guys. This is 2 Timothy 4, verse 7. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Now, Paul is talking about finishing the race, but notice that while he was running the race, he had faith. He said, I have kept the faith, meaning that the faith that he had during the race, he still has that faith. He still has that faith now, right? So while you're running that race, right, The Lord had to restore your faith by allowing you to be tested. Now that your faith has been restored, you are going to be running at great speed and you are going to be able to finish the race. And finishing the race doesn't necessarily mean that you're done with all God's assignments. No, every time we go into a new level, we fight trials and tribulations, we beat that level, and then we move on to the next chapter of our life. That's elevation, that's upgrades, right? So every season is also going to be a level, right? So once you complete that level, that race, you start a new race. You complete that race, you start a new race. You just completed the race and the season of wilderness, the season of faith, the season of trust. Now God is about to bring you to the next level where doors are going to open. And the Lord does not want you to be afraid, because some of the things that God is going to lead you to, some of the places that God's going to lead you to, you're going to have a little bit of nervousness because it's new to you. It's something that you may not have thought that you would do, or a place where you never thought that you would be. Sometimes you might even feel like, are you even worthy of it? You are worthy, because God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the call, and God qualified you for that position. So do not let the fear take over, okay? And you just have to keep going while you are in that position, because again, when you are moving at great speed, if you look back, you're going to be slowed down. Meaning, if you are moving forward into the next chapter of your life, and you start to question where God has placed you, you start to question whether you should continue, you start to have doubt, you start to look backwards because you're so used to the patterns of the past, then you're going to be slowed down again. The Lord does not want you to slow down again, because if you slow down, you're giving time for the enemy to catch up, okay? The Lord wants you to move at great speed and do not look back. Congratulations to many of you guys who are entering your new season. Doors are about to open. Run.